as a short term, and this is the mother body of beach soccer on the African continent. Earlier today, they held a successful annual general meeting, AGM, that was held virtually with a number of countries on the African continent present. That is the members that forms ABSU from different zones or different regions such as Southern Africa, East Africa, North Africa, and West Africa. We now welcome to the conversation the president of ABSU, Mr. Mahmoud Hadejia, to this conversation. Mr. Hadejia, good afternoon and a warm welcome to Africa at Play.
Yeah, very good afternoon to you guys, South Africans, and also the whole of the African continent. I'm so excited to make my debut on this show.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. There's always a first time. Before on this show, we've spoken to the Deputy Secretary General of ABSU, Mr. Gordon Masondo. We've spoken to the General Secretary, Mr. Tayo Oladije. We've spoken to the gentleman from Uganda, Mr. Dio. So it is a platform of all Africans. We are here to ensure that there's African excellence in different sporting codes. Let's go on to it, Mr. President. Happy 2026. Wishing ABSU good health and good wealth. Let the sport of beach soccer make it to the highest possible level and give the rest of the world a run for their money. How did the third annual AGM go?
Well, thank you very much for giving me the platform. I think I'm so elated. Like I said, this is my debut, and I hope I do well by scoring some goals. Interestingly, the AGM, it went very, very well. And I think one of the best we've had over the years. ABSU has come of age, I think now 6 years down the line. ABSU was established, to advocate for, a stronger beach soccer culture across the African continent, while also ensuring that Africa plays a critical role, and also on the global beach soccer scene. So I think it was a coming together of the various stakeholders of beach soccer, across the African continent, from representatives, from the federations and the national football federations, and also stakeholders from, the coaches, the referees, the players, the administrators, the club owners, everyone, including the women, were not left out. So I think ABSU is moving forward, and I think it was a wonderful deliberation. We had representatives from the private sector, whereby we have a continental giant called Tropical General Investments, with the headquarters in Lagos and presence across the African continent, coming forward, to support this new, project that ABSU is going into in terms of exploring club competitions, from the regional level going into the continental level. So I think it was a good one, I have to say.
Thank you so much for that feedback, Mr. President. If you have just joined us, we are talking to Mr. Mahmoud Hadejia, who is the president of African Beach Soccer Union, ABSU. And earlier today, they held a progressive annual general meeting, which was the third edition. Mr. Hadejia, let's talk about the establishment of ABSU back in 2020. It's now 6 years down the line. Are you happy with progress on the table? And talking about that progress, how many African countries are active in ABSU as the mother body of the game in Africa? How many countries are active in their respective native grounds?
Okay, fantastic. When we started ABSU in the year 2020, it has been a long deliberation, even before, we came together as a body, with all the stakeholders, to see how we can move the game forward. And when we came together, we realized from the onset, we only had few countries that were playing beach soccer in Africa. You had the likes of South Africa in the southern region. You had Madagascar. If you go to the east, the likes of Uganda, Tanzania, Malawi, also. And if you go to the west, that is where you have a lot of countries talking about Nigeria, Ghana, Senegal, and the likes. And then in the northern part, you have the likes of Morocco, Egypt, Libya, and sometime also Algeria, was active. So it was only a few countries, not more than 10, 15 countries. And we said, look, we needed to come together to mobilize everyone across the continent so that we can encourage people that are passionate about this game, and also try to see how we can move forward as a continent, and we were able to reach out to the likes of Mauritania, the likes of Gambia, the likes of Burundi, and the likes, to see how we can introduce them to this game. I could remember even in the Eastern region, we had the likes of Zanzibar, and Kenya, coming on board. And right now, currently, we have over 30 countries that are actively playing beach soccer. And this is very, very commendable, because I don't think you will find any continent, across the world, that you will find 30 or 30 plus countries, being actively engaged. So this is really commendable. I have to also acknowledge the efforts of the national associations in developing this game, and also CAF, for ensuring that every 2 years we have the Beach Soccer African Nations, whereby national teams come together, to play the tournament, and also have representatives, going to represent Africa at the FIFA Beach Soccer World Cup. But what has been missing over the years is the club participation at the African level. As ABSU, from the beginning, we said we needed to go back and ensure that the game grows from home. So, for example, in Nigeria, we went back alongside the Nigerian Football Federation, and we said we needed to have the Nigeria Beach Soccer League running, so that we can have our clubs actively engaged and playing competitive beach soccer, which in return will help the national team. And that is what we did across the African continent. And just late last year in 2025, we concluded the 5th season of the Nigeria Beach Soccer League. And right now we're about commencing the new season. And that is going on across the African continent. And that is why at this point, we said now is the time now to go into Africa, to introduce starting with the regional competitions, so that clubs can come together and play at the regional level, before we now play the African the Champions Club Cup. So that is the next step now that we want to go into, because if you go to Europe, that is what they do every season, and that is why their teams, their clubs, their players, their national teams are really progressing. So we have this opportunity in Africa now, and I must commend the members, during this AGM. I think everyone was supportive, and now with the regional, with the zonal structures, they have been mandated to go and organize these regional competitions, in partnership with the football associations and also the CAF zonal structures that we have. So it's going to be a collaborative effort, to see how we can move this game forward.
They say teamwork makes the dream work. The words of the president are that it's going to be a collaborative effort to get different stakeholders across the African continent to make beach soccer materialize and make it to the highest possible level. Mr. President, just thank you for staying on board. Let's also talk about development. What does development under the umbrella of ABSU entail? Because I'm thinking out of the box to say later in the future, once other countries have came on board to join ABSU, you still need to make certain that the sport does not die. When Neto Chemane, as a senior player, calls it quits. There has to be a young Neto that has been prepared from school sport point of view. Are we going to have a situation where ABSU is going to have a mandate around school sport and partner with schools so that later on in the year, those players that are playing for the school can also join the clubs, and you will have a setup where a club is not just one team, but it's got different age groups in making certain that you never run of talent for the future?
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for that important question. Well, I will have to say, as ABSU, part of our goal from the beginning, is to engage the youth, from the secondary school level and also at the tertiary level, to have them engage and also create the awareness so that they can be able to build their skills, and interest, most importantly, in the game. And I think we've been successful in that regard, even though it's a gradual process. Beach soccer is still new to a lot of people in Africa. We clearly understand that, and we're discussing and engaging, with the associations of the schools. Here in Nigeria, for example, we just recently demonstrated beach soccer, to the National University Games, that was held just last year, and it's going to be introduced gradually, into the National University Games. And we have academies here, springing up, so that the kids, the young kids, can start exploring beach soccer. And there's a lot of, collaboration and synergy between beach soccer and the normal regular football aside game, because you will find if a football player goes onto the beach, to play beach soccer, he gets a whole lot from that in terms of, the stamina level, the fitness level that he gets, and a whole lot, because beach soccer is a small-sided game played on sand, so the ground, it's not as flat as the football pitch. So if a player, plays beach soccer, and he is able to transform those, skills he has adopted from beach soccer to the football pitch, you will find out that they end up excelling. We have seen it here in Nigeria and in a lot of players, across the world, who play beach soccer. Right now, what we're also trying to do, and just during this AGM, we unveiled a new ambassador. This guy is called Alseni Ndiaye, a very popular beach soccer player who is the captain of the Senegalese national team. He has been to the World Cup semi-finals twice, and he's a global ambassador. He has played in Germany. He has seen it all. See, these are the kind of guys, that we want to use so that they serve as role models, for these upcoming kids. So this is where we're looking at to see how we can engage the schools. And it's going to be a gradual and also a developmental process. We're not also, like I said earlier, leaving the women out. We're gradually also having exhibition games and introducing the women beach soccer, because it's great, gaining a lot of traction globally. And just during the AGM, we had a representative from the global body of beach soccer called Beach Soccer Worldwide, who came to give a goodwill message. And he spoke that, look, there are plans, to have the FIFA Beach Soccer World Cup in the near future, very, very soon. So we cannot be left behind in terms of the women game. And we're taking that very, very seriously, starting, at the national championships, going into the regional level, and also eventually alongside the men at the continental level. So this is...
We've lost the voice of the president there. That is 15:50 Central African time. We've been talking to Mahmoud Hadejia all the way from Nigeria, who is the president of the African Beach Soccer Union, ABSU, and we were wrapping up our conversation. Apologies, Mr. President. Unfortunately, we got cut off there, but nevertheless, we've reached a lot from this conversation. Let's take a short break.
180 minutes on the world of sports and music. That's Africa at Play with Neto, N-E-T-O, Chemane on Channel Africa.
Bazoshitika. Madapiri, Bazoshitika.
Madotolo oposa 1,500 amene amagwira ntchito yaulere mu zipatala zaboma mdziko la Zambia azanyanyala ntchito lachisanu sabata ya mawa ndipo Daniel Shabanda kutambasula nkhani.
Madotolo oposa 1,500 amene amagwira ntchito mopanda malipiro apamwezi dziko la Zambia akuyembekezera kuyamba kunyanyala ntchito. Ichi ndi chifukwa chakuti boma lalephera kuwalemba ntchito monga mmene lidawalonjezera. Channel Africa News yalankhulana ndi mkulu wa bungwe la madotolo la Resident Doctors Association of Zambia, Dr. Pochiwe, akugomeza kuti madotolo ambiri amene akugwira ntchito mu zipatala zaboma akugwira ntchito yaulere ndipo ali ndi chiyembekezo chakuti tsiku lina adzalembedwa ntchito ndi boma.
Zochitika pa nthawi ya 6 koloko kufikira 7 koloko madzulo. Lolemba mpaka lachisanu ndi Madapiri.
Where champions rise and legends are made. Join Neto Chemane on Africa at Play, only on Channel Africa.
15:52 Central African time. You are still tuned in to Africa's #1, Africa at Play. We are wrapping up a conversation on all things African beach soccer with the president of ABSU, African Beach Soccer Union, Mr. Mahmoud Hadejia, based in West Africa, Nigeria. Mr. Mahmoud, thank you so much for staying on board. Apologies about that cutoff. As we wrap up this conversation, there's still a lot of people out there, when they hear the word beach soccer, they start thinking we can never play beach soccer because in our country there's no beach, and they think it's only meant for those countries that are blessed with beaches. Please do educate our listeners and potential stakeholders listening to this conversation that you do not need a beach necessarily for beach soccer to be played. All you need is sand to set up a beach soccer arena.
Okay, thank you very much once again. Whenever I have the opportunity, I try to educate our listeners that beach soccer can be played anywhere. You know, you can play by the beach, you can play inside the city. You know, the most important thing in beach soccer is the sand. Wherever you can find the sand, the right quality of sand, you can play beach soccer. So in a lot of places in Africa, we have landlocked countries. We have landlocked places where we go and play beach soccer. In Russia, for example, because of the weather, the cold weather in Russia, you know, they play indoor beach soccer, you know. So even in Brazil, where beach soccer originated from, it's no longer played all the time by the beach. So I want to educate our members, you know, on this platform, you know, for them to know that, look, you can play beach soccer anywhere, and it's very easy and cheap to run as well. If you follow the ABSU website, beachsoccer.africa, you will find a lot of information, you know, regarding how you can start beach soccer, what you need. And it's very, very interactive. It was launched today during the AGM. And we will be having a lot of courses, you know, if you want to learn the game, from club licensing, you know, to how to secure sponsorship and run a proper beach soccer club. So it's very easy and it's for everyone. And I have to say, again, beach soccer is media friendly. You know, that is why, you know, wherever we're having the beach soccer, where we're having activities, the media is always there. So we will ensure that whenever we start these competitions, you know, we will have them streamed live and also shown on TV, you know, so that the whole of the African continent, you know, will be able to follow proceedings on what we're doing. So these are some of the things that we're working on in terms of you know, the capacity building, and also ensuring that we have beach soccer on live stream We have a partnership with the global body Beach Soccer Worldwide, to run these games, and they are experts, in showcasing beach soccer to the global audience.
Mr. Mahmoud Hadejia is the president of African Beach Soccer Union, ABSU. Mr. President, as we say goodbye, let's also talk about how do people that are interested in the sport get to be part of ABSU. I know you've spoken about the website. If you can just give those details again so that the potential stakeholders that are listening to this conversation can be able to access that information to know how to go about the sport.
Okay, we have a lot of platforms. The website, like I said, beachsoccer.africa, and we have other social media platforms on Facebook, on Instagram, and also on X. African Beach Soccer is the name of the platform, the channel. Okay, so there's a lot of ways you can reach out to us. You can send us email at info Beach Soccer Africa. And the website is open, and like I said, it's very, very interactive, where you can find a lot of information. So beach soccer, I must say, is for everyone, for football lovers, for sports, enthusiasts, and like I said, beach soccer is for the media as well, So I think we're going to find African beach soccer going forward very, very interesting, with the programs that we're introducing now, talking about the competitions and other courses going forward. So look for beach soccer in South Africa and across the African continent.
How's the calendar of ABSU, African Beach Soccer Union, looking like in 2026?
Okay, so what we're doing, what we're going to start with now is with the national leagues about to kick off. Starting from this February and going into the third quarter of the third and fourth quarter of the year, we are expecting, to have the regional competitions in place, and we are proposing in December this year or early January 2027, hopefully to have, the African Champions Club Cup, which our global partners prefer to call the African Winners. But the calendar will be rolled out on the website and other platforms as soon as we have the dates, because now we will allow the zonal structures that have been created, to go back and engage their stakeholders, so that they can give us the official dates. But look out for the third and the fourth quarter of the year.
Mr. Mahmoud Hadejia, the president of African Beach Soccer Union, ABSU, based in West Africa, Nigeria. Mr. President, thank you so much for your passion and devotion to the sport of beach soccer, together with your entire stakeholders, those that forms part of the executive and stakeholders in different zones or regions, as well as at national level. Have a good year of 2026.
Thank you for having me.